Hello everyone and welcome back. Thank you all so much for helping me to reach my goal. Every single person you tag, it's really making a difference and I am so grateful. Now today I am joined by a Taylor's Table favorite guest star. Everyone say hi to my dad.
Hi. Hey everybody, how's it going?
Okay, so today's recipe is really special to me and you. I think it's a recipe that reminds me of my Grandma Annie, my dad's mom. We used to always have it growing up.
We always had it. It was a sort of a family favorite, especially during the fall and the winter. And you can best believe if anyone got sick, even after we got married, you wake up in the morning, there'd be a pot of soup outside your door.
So today we are making my Grandma Annie's beef and vegetable soup.
Yum.
So I know it looks like you need a lot of ingredients. In fact, my grandpa just told me that all of our recipes have too many ingredients, but this is what you need to make a really hearty and flavorful soup. Tell us what we need.
So what my father does not appreciate is to have great food, you need a lot of ingredients. So the beef we're using is short ribs, and they're English cut short ribs. So there's basically 2 packs of short ribs here, 4 Roma tomatoes, a medium-sized onion, about 12 garlic cloves, a tablespoon and a half of garlic salt, a tablespoon of black pepper, 2 bell peppers halved.
Green bell peppers.
Green bell peppers, thank you, Taylor. A pack of green beans that we sort of sliced about 1.5 inches. Can and a half of tomato sauce, a 128 ounce can and 1 14 ounce can. That's sort of what's in here. 2 corn on the cob, a couple of potatoes cubed up, 3 zucchini, and a frozen pack of corn. The only non-fresh ingredient.
All right, we're gonna get started on the meat because to make this soup, you are gonna need a little bit of time.
Like hours. So this soup is essentially a 2-part process. Step 1 is to cook the meat and create this hearty broth that's gonna go into the soup. And then later on comes the vegetables. But the good news is although it takes a long time to cook, once we put everything in the pot, you can essentially walk away for a few hours, easy.
Yes, okay, so the first thing you need to know about this recipe is you need a really big soup pan, at least 8 quarts, because we are filling this thing up. So we're gonna get started with our meat, like we said, and our tomato mixture.
Yes, we're gonna use our usual tomato mixture. This is where we have our 4 aromas, our onions, and our garlic, and we're gonna blend this up.
Okay, I think it's time to start putting everything in the pan, right?
We're ready to go. Let's start with our meat.
And then next,
we have our blended mixture of onions, garlic, and aromas. So next we're gonna pour in our tomato sauce. We'll probably use about half of the total recipe for now, and we'll use the other half a little bit later.
yum.
And then we'll put in our garlic salt, our pepper, and our bell pepper halves. And then the only thing we have to do before we throw it on the fire is fill it up with water, probably about 1 inch shy of the top so that it doesn't boil over.
Perfect.
We'll be good to go.
Let's go to the stove. We're here at the stove, and right before we turn on the heat, we want to show you guys how much water you want to put in your pot.
So like I said, we're essentially gonna fill this pot maybe a good inch or so below the top. So we're just gonna stir this up, make sure all the ingredients are mixed throughout. So for your stove, you essentially wanna get a little boil going. So you're gonna wanna turn this on like to a low high. And once you have the boil going, you wanna reduce it down so it's just a very subtle bubble. And this is, like I said, you're gonna leave this on the stove for a few hours, like 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours. And so what's gonna happen is this is gonna evaporate. So although we said you can go run your errands, you need to at least check it once an hour to make sure and determine whether you need to add some more water. So you always want to be certainly want the meat to be covered, but then sort of 1 inch, 1.5 inches below the water line or the top line.
Let's get started, 4 or 5 hours.
Okay, our soup has been cooking for about 5 hours, and the way you know it's done is like when the meat is essentially falling apart.
See that? Yeah, so now we can finally get started with our veggies, and we're basically gonna put everything in there except the zucchini.
Because zucchini cooks very quickly, and so you don't want it to be like super soggy. So after we added all of the veggies, except for the zucchini, you should pour in the other half of your tomato sauce.
Your house is going to smell amazing when you make this soup.
Yeah, the hard part is waiting for it to cool so you don't burn the roof of your mouth. And then stir it up and probably give it another 20 minutes, and then we'll throw in the zucchini and we'll be done.
Okay, you guys, here is our beef and vegetable soup. Please try this one out. It is the most perfect fall winter soup recipe, and it's October, so what are you waiting for? Give it a try.
This looks amazing. Trust me, your children when they come home from school, your spouse when they come home from work, your children when they come home from work, they're gonna love you when they walk in that door and smell this soup cooking. They will just come up and give you a hug.
It's
and say, I can't believe you served that.
Labor of love.
Labor
truly.
of love, but a special recipe. It's a special soup to our family, and hopefully it becomes a special recipe for your family.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. We will see you next time.